Hey, what's up YouTube? Lordhysteria here, and today we're going to be doing an Invoked Dogmatika Shaddoll deck profile. I know it's been a while, but here we are with this new deck. Of course, I'm still playing Flunder, but I'm still waiting on a couple cards to come in. Two extra deck cards, but I want the deck complete, and I want to show it to you guys right. So that should be coming in a few days. But for now, I hope you enjoy this video. Give it a thumbs up, and enjoy. So first, we're going to start off with the Invoked engine. So of course, 3 of the best normal summon in the game. We're playing 3 Alistair. Just like the walking meme, normal summon effect, gets you invocation, super strong. Then we're playing 3 Magical Meltdown, being able to fusion summon without having to worry about your fusion summon being negated is really, really good. And I think this will be a good engine in Despia branded when the structure deck comes out. But the LCG is playing it very different, so we're going to see how here in the TCG it's going to be ran. And of course, the last 2 cards, Invocation, super strong fusion card. Especially, these 3 on the field together. It's just a really good combo. And, itself in this deck, he's a 1-card Mechaba. Of course you need him. But like I said, he's a 1-card starter for your invoked fusion monster. Next we're going to move on to the Dogmatika engine. So I've seen a lot of people running 1, running 2, running 3. But I think since Nadir was hit, I think we really need to run 3 Ecclesia in this deck. Ecclesia is really good. I mean, she can be special summon in any turn. If a special summon monster from the extra deck is on the field, you can special summon this card from hand. And it can be any. It doesn't say on your turn, doesn't say on their turn. So she's really good in case you need to offer some protection or get to that card that you need on your turn or on their turn. But usually everything's done on your turn if you get every single piece of your combos. But like I said, really good to special summon her in defense mode on your opponent's turn in case you need to survive another turn. Then we're playing the 1 of Flordelis. Flordelis with Ecclesia is just so good. I mean, target a monster and negates effects on the field. Really good. It can stop your opponent if you hit the right card, and that just ends their turn. Next, we're playing Maximus. Maximus is super good. I know a lot of people have been prepping with Nova and Mechaba in their extra deck, but that really doesn't matter, to be honest. They get to pop a card. You have Mechaba on field. Usually nowadays, you shouldn't be afraid of, Nibiru Valor or stuff like that, unless it's a full-on combo deck. This can be a full-on combo deck, but I mean, just sitting with Mechaba and Flordelis or Flordelis and Ecclesia on board is really good as well. Plus with the back row and hand traps you run in this deck, at least in my build, it's really good. So I'm not afraid to use the negate of Mechaba to negate a Nova effect or the Endis. I'm okay with losing the Mechaba or whatever else they target on field. Then we're playing the 2 Nadir Servant. Not really much of a big hit. It just made the deck. Well, I want to say not much of a big hit. I take that back because it just made the deck a little slower because you can't get to the 3rd one. But that's okay because, I mean, we have all these at their ratios and we only really ever want to open her or see her when we draw. We don't ever want to see these 2 because then, Ecclesia is kind of just, oh, let me special summon her and that'll be that. Another search for Ecclesia could be Punishment. People are running Punishment at 1. I see it being really good in this deck because we are running Entis, guys. But then again, we have so many targets in our extra deck that can be used in the graveyard when they're sent. And Punishment's really good because, with Entis, you get a pop, whatever you targeted with this, and then you get to target with Entis, so that's 2 pops for 1. So I like that. Now we're moving on. We are playing everyone's favorite package at the moment. We're playing 1 Celestial, Common Dasher. I know, super ugly. But I'm waiting on the Speed Duel Secret Rare that's coming out, so it should look really good. Plus, I'll match my Celestial. And, of course, the 2 Fusion Destiny. I didn't bother to get the ultis because I do feel like Konami is just going to hit it again next list. But the ultis are super nice. And hats off to you if you own them. You know, really simple. Summon DPE. And DP itself is a walking monster. So, there it is. Not much to explain with this engine. Just this, basically this engine is almost in every deck now. So, always expect to see a DPE against your opponent. Now onto the hand traps. I run a total of 9 hand traps. I think that's the perfect ratio. I've seen other deck profiles with 12. I don't like the 12 because I don't always want to see a hand full of hand traps because, you know, although I do love stopping my opponent, I also love seeing my combo pieces. So here we're going to run 3 Ash. Ash is beginning to be a good hand trap. Last format it wasn't so good, but now this format it is. Along with its sister Ghost Ogre, but I do not run Ghost Ogre. I'm thinking about citing her in because Ghost Ogre can stop Sword Soul. You know, pop a monster when they use their effect. Leave them with a token. It's really good just to see them pass after that. But usually that's not how it goes because Sword Soul is a really good deck. And they always find a way to have kind of a good board, if not a great board. And last hand trap, Imperm. Imperm's just a good card. Just like all of these, you know, being able to use them in hand. And this one, really good because you get to use it when you don't have any targets. So going second. And also you get to set it. And if you set it in the right column, it can also stop on whatever your opponent has set. So it's really good. And these 9, I think, are perfect. Although I might change Veilers for Ghost Ogre. But negating an effect is kind of good. Now, well, it's always good. But also Ghost Ogre, popping a combo piece they might need when they use their effect is also good. So that's why you have to think about it, what you want to put in your deck. And it also depends, you know, how your locals is looking or what you expect to see at a regional or a YCS. Moving on to the spells. We only run 1 trap in this deck, so spells are going to be not a lot, but it's obviously mostly spells. So we're running 3 Droplet. Super, super good. I'm not afraid to discard anything in this deck. So that's why Droplet is such a good card in here. You know, and even using pieces on your board, that's also great as well. Negating your opponent's entire board is super good. Durnum, kind of don't want to do Durnum because you put so much damage on board that you want to end the duel. And you don't want to wait, you know, to give the turn to your opponent for them to potentially break your board and then you lose. So that's why Durnum isn't so good on this deck. Next, we're playing for the draw power, Pot of Prosperity. The only draw power we have in the deck. So that's basically it with that. Then we are playing the 1 Terraforming to search for our Magical Meltdown. And to search for our Mystic Mine. Because I hate everyone who plays Yu-Gi-Oh! And I love everyone to hate me. This is basically when I have no combo pieces on my hand. And, you know, I just want to stall for a turn or 2, depending on how long. And if I don't get to any combo pieces by then I'll basically lose. Then for the other one we're playing Harpy's Feather Duster because of skill drain at 3. Even though it's not really, you know, affecting the meta as everyone thought it would. But, you know, Eldritch is still a deck. Back row is still a thing. Harpy's Feather Duster can solve that. For the last one of spell, we are playing Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave is so good because it can help you dodge a hand trap, and that's always good to help you continue making your play and not being able to give your opponent the satisfaction of stopping you. And the only other trap we run besides Imperm is, of course, the Shaddoll Schism. Shaddoll Schism is self-explanatory, bringing out window on your opponent's turn, stopping them unless they have an answer to it, then you basically win. That's it for the main deck, guys. Moving on to the extra deck. First, we're going to do the Invoked monsters. We're playing 2 Mechaba. I know, gold. My other secret's on the way. It should be here by Monday. Of course, that's what USPS says, but USPS has been having a lot of trouble with mail in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, and I think just in general because of this whole COVID thing. And we're playing the one Raisin because Floowandereeze is running rampant. Floowandereeze is such a good deck, and the Wind Barrier statue is just such an annoying card to get over it. I know it because I played against it, and I've played with it. And it's so awesome to see your opponent struggle thinking of how they're going to get out of a Wind Barrier statue. Playing the Purgatiro for the OTK. Purgatiro is just such a powerful card. Being able to attack all your opponent's monsters and then being able to attack directly, plus all other monsters on field, that's really, really good. Then we're playing the Algedes. Algedes is really good. You know, if this card is special summon or a monster special summon to your opponent's field, target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it. Boom, you know, they special summon, on the summon, you get to pop it. You know, what more do you want? Getting rid of one of their combo pieces, or, you know, slowing them down, making them use their resources. Really good. On to the Shaddolls. We play Winda because Winda wins you games. Construct for its graveyard effect. And we're playing Apclone to get our Schism. You never want to open Schism, and when you do, Apclone's kind of dead. Then you just, you know, you use Maximus effect just to have Apclone and Titaniclad engrave for your follow-up play with Schism. And we are playing DPE, of course. We're playing the engine, so we have to play him, and having him on board is super strong, and, you know, it can be a headache to your opponent. Unless they out it, of course, you know. Call by the Grave is a thing, Banishing from Grave is a thing, all that awesome stuff. Then we're playing the one Titaniclad to get to your Flordelis on end turn. That's why you never want to draw into Flordelis. You always want to search it off Titaniclad. Run the one Entis, you know, in case your opponent you're playing the mirror match, or you use it for Nadir Servant and or Dogmatika Punishment. Then we're only playing the one Omega. Omega's really good. You know, being able to shuffle back DPE of your opponent is really good. Or them, you know, needing anything else in their grave, and you can just shuffle it right back. So it, you know, makes them think even harder. Then for our only links, we play Predaplant Verte in case we don't see Fusion Destiny, and Secure Gardener, and Almirage, you know, link off Alistair to Almirage, Almirage to Gardener, Invocation. You guys know the deal. You guys played against IDS before. But anyways, guys, that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for that Floowandereeze deck profile. I'm super excited to show you guys, and I'll see you then.